This is episode 8 of our travel series, and today's topic is cultural exchange, understanding others. Hello, Sue.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well. So we're going to start by talking about stereotypes.
Yeah. So how would you define a stereotype?
A stereotype is a belief that people have about certain people, maybe people from a certain country. And the belief is about how they behave or what they are like as people. So you might have a stereotype about French people, or you might have a stereotype about American people. So you have a belief about what those people are like, the things they do, the way that they behave. But stereotypes are not always true. Very often, they're not true. For example, there's a stereotype about British people that British people are very polite. British people are very gentlemanly. That's often true, but it's not always true. So that's a stereotype. It's not a bad stereotype. Very often stereotypes are negative. That's quite a nice, positive stereotype that I like to encourage. So stereotypes are often untrue beliefs about people from a certain place. So how do you think travel helps us remove these stereotypes, these beliefs about people and places?
Well, it's reality, isn't it? You experience what is actually real. When you travel, you are in this culture. Stereotypes are easy. That's why we use them.
Yes, the stereotypes, it's a very easy way to have an understanding about a large group of people. It's really easy to say all Japanese people ... or all Brazilian people ... That is a very easy statement. But all is 100%, and people are different. You know, even within small groups of people, you're going to get variation. Like, this person does this person doesn't do that, but they're from the same group.
Yeah, and that's what travel allows you to experience. You have interactions with people, with individuals, not with a group, but with individuals that will be different. As you were saying, you know, British people are polite. And people are polite not because they're British, but because of their education, their family. But it's more like a personal thing. Maybe many are more than average, let's say.
Yeah.
But you experience that. And the more people you know, the more you understand that these stereotypes cannot apply to everyone.
Yeah, I think getting back to the negative stereotypes, and many stereotypes are negative. When you travel, you start to realize that these stereotypes are not true. And as you said, you're interacting with individual people, and you get to see what that individual is like. And then you start to realize, actually, my stereotype of this country is not true. Yes, for some people in this country, this stereotype might be true, but it's not for everybody. So we have these misconceptions of what people are like, and traveling allows you to experience that firsthand.
I think also when you travel, you expose yourself to these stereotypes as well. So you come into a different country and people there will have stereotypes about you, right? And many times they expect you to live up to those stereotypes.
Right. Yeah. So it kind of works both ways.
It does. So it's not only about you learning from others, but I think it also is learning about yourself and the stereotypes others might have about you and your culture.
Mm-hmm. So why is it a good thing? Why is it a good thing to actually understand that these stereotypes are not true? Is it something that can help you in your future life, do you think?
I think so. I think, today we can communicate with anyone around the world and we can work with people around the world. So I think definitely understanding, not only having the language ability, is having this cultural knowledge. It definitely will help you in your professional life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you will be able to work with people that are different, and sometimes when there's stereotypes, there can be misunderstandings.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know about them, I think you can have a better opportunity to work with others.
Yeah, I mean, a key skill, I think, in modern work situations is cross-cultural communication. Like being able to effectively communicate with people from other cultures. Because, you could be from one country and your client, your customer is from another country, and the way that you expect them to behave or the way that they expect you to behave could be very different. And in business, you've got to be very careful because there are clear expectations on both sides. So understanding about different cultures and being able to communicate effectively is so important these days.
It's not necessarily about knowing this other culture 100%, but it's being open to differences and kind of having the skill of being able to deal with these differences in real time.
Yeah.
I think that's the skill that you get when you travel. You put yourself in situations where you have to deal with these differences in real time.
Right.
And then you can apply those skills when you're working and you have to do this cross-cultural communication.
Yeah. I think for people coming to Japan to do business, I think they find that the business culture in Japan is very formal. Very, very formal. It's still very much suits, ties, business cards, formal meetings, all this kind of stuff, face to face. Whereas if you take America, UK as examples, business culture has changed a lot in recent years. It's become much less formal. And the way that business is done, the way that people communicate, even just the way they dress. Mm-hmm. We were in London in the summer, and yes, it was summertime, but still there were a lot of people not wearing ties working in the city, in the financial city of London. And that wouldn't work in Japan. The summertime in London doesn't get crazy hot. In Japan, it does get very, very hot. So, people might not wear ties, but in London, you would expect to see more people wearing ties. So that's a change that I think has happened in recent years. And it could be difficult if you come from one country to Japan and then you don't have that cross-cultural understanding. So yeah, it's understanding that things can be different, things can be done differently, and that's okay. You just need to kind of understand that this is how they do things. This is what polite behavior, polite business environment, professional business environment looks like for these people. And this is how you need to work if you're planning to do business with them.